The night shift at Earth's Deep Space Monitor Station was usually quiet. Sarah Chen, the lead operator, was sipping her coffee when the first alarm rang. Her screen lit up with thousands of unknown objects entering the solar system. At first, she thought it was a system error. "Hey Mike, are you seeing this?" Sarah called to her coworker. Mike rushed over, his eyes growing wide at the sight. "Those can't be asteroids. They're moving too fast, too organized," Mike said, his hands shaking as he typed commands into his computer. Within minutes, every major space agency on Earth received the alert. The objects were heading straight for Earth, moving faster than any known spacecraft. They would reach Earth's orbit in less than 24 hours. The President of the United States was woken up at 3 a.m. Similar calls went out to leaders across the world. By sunrise, everyone knew Earth was about to have its first contact with aliens. The alien ships appeared in Earth's orbit exactly as predicted. They were massive. The largest was bigger than New York City. Their dark metal hulls seemed to absorb sunlight, making them look like holes in space. Smaller ships surrounded the large ones in perfect formation. Then came the message. It played on every TV, radio, and phone across the planet. "People of Earth, we are the Galactic Empire, rulers of 50,000 worlds. Your planet has been chosen to join our empire. Surrender within 24 hours or face destruction. Resistance is pointless. No world has ever survived opposing us." The message repeated in every language on Earth. Panic spread through cities. People rushed to stores for supplies. Others fled to the countryside. World leaders gathered in an emergency meeting. But deep underground, in a secret facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, General James Rodriguez smiled. He turned to the other military leaders in the room. "Well," he said, "looks like all our preparation is finally going to pay off." The others nodded. For 50 years, they had kept Earth's biggest secret. After a small alien ship crashed in 1972, humans had quietly prepared for this day. They had studied the alien technology, rebuilt it, and improved it. Earth wasn't the helpless planet the Empire thought it was. General Rodriguez picked up a secure phone. "Operation Shield Wall is now active. Launch all Ghost satellites. Power up the lunar defense grid." Across Earth, hidden facilities came to life. In deep ocean bases, massive engines started humming. On the dark side of the moon, covered weapons platforms powered up. Thousands of tiny satellites, invisible to normal sensors, activated around Earth. The Empire's ships didn't notice anything unusual. Their scanners showed only primitive satellites and space stations. They saw nuclear weapons that wouldn't even scratch their shields. Their commanders laughed at how easy this conquest would be. Then General Rodriguez sent Earth's response to the Empire, to the Galactic Empire. "We have a warning for you. Earth is not what you think. We are not helpless. We are not primitive. We have been waiting and preparing. You gave us 24 hours to surrender. We give you 1 hour to leave. After that, we will show you why no one threatens Earth." The Empire commanders laughed when they received the message. But deep in their massive ships, their sensors started picking up strange energy readings from Earth. Readings that shouldn't be possible from such a primitive world. One junior officer on the main Empire ship looked worried. "Sir," he said to his commander, "these energy signatures, they look like advanced shield technology, but that's impossible." The commander dismissed his concerns, but more alerts started appearing on their screens. The small satellites around Earth were changing, transforming into something else. The dark side of the moon was lighting up with power readings. In his underground command center, General Rodriguez watched the Empire ships on his screens. He turned to his staff and smiled. "Send the second message," he ordered. Across Earth, hidden weapons platforms rose from the oceans. The moon's surface split open to reveal massive gun batteries. The small satellites combined into defensive platforms. A shimmer appeared around Earth as an energy shield powered up. The new message went out to the Empire ships. This is your final warning. You have 45 minutes left. Learn from those who came before you. Earth is not a prize to be taken. Earth is not defenseless. Earth is humanity's home, and we will burn your worlds before we let you take it. In the Empire ships, alarms started blaring. Their sensors were finally showing the truth. Earth was ready for war, and humanity was not going to surrender. The Empire commander stared at his screens in disbelief. 3 of his scout ships had already gone dark, destroyed by weapons that shouldn't exist on such a primitive world. He turned to his chief science officer. "Explain this," he roared, his scaled skin turning dark with anger. But before the science officer could answer, every screen on their bridge started playing a video. It showed an alien ship, but not one of theirs. The ship was clearly damaged, falling from the sky. The video was dated 1972. Confused, General Rodriguez's voice came through their speakers. "Let us tell you a story." The video changed to show the crashed ship in a desert. Human soldiers approached it carefully. Inside, they found a dying alien, an HFY scout. She was running from the Empire. "She told us about you," Rodriguez continued, "about how you destroy worlds, about your weaknesses. She wasn't the only one." More videos played. 1989, another crash in Russia. 1995, a damaged ship landing in Brazil. 2003, a small fighter found underwater near Japan. All aliens fleeing from the Empire, all sharing their knowledge. "Your enemies became our teachers," Rodriguez said. "While you thought we were just discovering spaceflight, we were learning your secrets. Every refugee you created helped us prepare." In his underground base, Rodriguez watched the Empire ships through advanced sensors. He nodded to his technicians. "Show them what else we learned." The moon's surface suddenly transformed. What looked like craters were actually massive doors. They opened to reveal hundreds of ships, human ships built with borrowed and improved alien technology. But Earth's biggest secret was still hidden. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, ancient ruins began to glow. The Empire had never found the remains of the first civilization, the ones who seeded the galaxy with life, but humans had found them on Earth. "You see," Rodriguez continued, "Earth isn't just another planet. It's where everything began. The first civilization left their most powerful technologies here, waiting for their children to grow up. We are their heirs, and we've unlocked their gifts." The water around the ruins started to bubble. Something massive was rising, a city-sized structure of crystal and metal. First civilization technology, rebuilt by human engineers. Inside the Empire flagship, the commander received an urgent message from their homeworld. Other conquered species were watching what happened at Earth. Some were already rebelling, inspired by humanity's resistance. "Your empire is built on fear," Rodriguez said, "but we're about to show the galaxy something stronger. We're offering freedom to any world that stands with Earth." Suddenly, jump points opened around Earth, but not Empire technology. Sleek ships emerged, designs the Empire had never seen. Earth's secret allies, other worlds that had been preparing with humanity. The Empire commander finally understood. They hadn't found a primitive world to conquer. They'd stumbled into a trap 50 years in the making. "Last chance," Rodriguez announced. "Retreat now, or face what the first civilization left for us to find. Earth won't stand alone, and after today, neither will any other free world." In orbit, Earth's fleet took formation. The ancient city structure pulsed with power that made the Empire's best sensors scramble. And deep in space, more jump points were opening as other worlds answered Earth's call. The Empire commander had a choice to make. But watching his screens fill with more ships and impossible weapons, he realized something terrible. Earth hadn't just prepared for invasion. They'd prepared to end the Empire. A new alarm sounded on his bridge. The first civilization structure was powering up, and its energy readings were beyond anything in Empire records. Whatever was about to happen would change the galaxy forever. The commander opened a channel to his fleet. For the first time in Empire history, he considered giving the order to retreat. But before he could speak, Earth's true power began to show itself, and the stars themselves seemed to tremble. The Empire commander watched in horror as the ancient city structure rose higher above the Pacific. Its crystalline towers pulsed with blue energy that seemed to bend reality itself. But Earth wasn't done revealing its secrets. High above the planet, Earth's hidden defense grid activated its final form. The thousands of small satellites suddenly merged, forming a massive ring around the planet. First civilization technology mixed with human innovation, a weapon platform unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. "You call yourselves an empire," Rodriguez's voice echoed through every Empire ship. "We call you children playing with toys you don't understand." The first civilization structure suddenly projected a massive hologram visible from space, a recording of the ancient beings themselves. They appeared humanoid, but made of pure energy, their forms shifting like living starlight. To those who find this message, the beings spoke in all languages simultaneously. "We chose Earth as our legacy's guardian. Humanity is our designated heir, carrying our genetic markers. They have passed our final test, are uniting instead of using our weapons for conquest." The Empire's science officer fell to his knees. "The luminous ones," he whispered. "The legends were true. They didn't vanish, they chose successors." Rodriguez continued, "For 50 years, we decoded their knowledge. Want to see what we learned?" A small human shuttle approached one of the larger Empire ships. The Empire commander laughed. Their shields were impenetrable, but the shuttle released a pulse of golden light, and the massive ship's shields simply vanished. "That's first civilization shield breaker technology," Rodriguez explained. "And here's what we developed from their propulsion studies." The human ships suddenly moved with impossible speed, their engines leaving trails of quantum fire. They could jump through space without jump points, appear and disappear at will. Empire targeting systems couldn't lock onto them. But the true demonstration was just beginning. The ancient city structure extended a beam of light toward the moon. Where it touched, the lunar surface transformed, revealing a massive construction project humans had hidden there, a first civilization gateway. "Your empire claims to rule 50,000 worlds," Rodriguez said. "The first civilization linked millions of galaxies. Their gateway network still exists, waiting to be reactivated. Earth isn't just fighting back, we're reopening the old paths between stars." Alerts blazed across the Empire fleet. Their sensors detected massive power signatures from other star systems. More gateways were activating, on worlds the Empire had conquered, where humans had secretly contacted local resistance movements. The commander received desperate messages from Empire worlds. The subject species were rising up, using weapons and technology they shouldn't have had. Humanity had spent decades preparing not just Earth's defense, but a galaxy-wide revolution. Deep beneath Mars' surface, another secret revealed itself. The red planet's ice caps melted instantly as massive engines activated. Mars had been transformed into a mobile fortress, a planet-sized weapon platform built by humans using first civilization plans. "Here is your final warning," Rodriguez announced. "Every world you've conquered is receiving this message. Look at your sensors. Watch what true power looks like." The ancient city structure's crystals aligned with Earth's satellite ring. Mars' hidden weapons powered up. The lunar gateway began to spin. Together, they created a pattern of energy that made the Empire's strongest weapons look like toys. "Leave now," Rodriguez said simply. "Tell your leaders what you saw here. Tell them Earth is not their prize. We are their reckoning. Every world you stole will be free again." The Empire commander stared at his tactical display in despair. His mighty fleet was surrounded by technology he couldn't understand, weapons he couldn't fight, and a species that had spent half a century preparing for this moment. But worst of all was the knowledge that humans hadn't just prepared to defend Earth. The first civilization's heirs had prepared to reshape the galaxy itself. The age of the Empire was over. The age of humanity's guardianship was about to begin. As if to prove this point, the first civilization structure fired a beam into space. Where it hit, reality itself seemed to part, revealing a glimpse of wonders the Empire had never dreamed of, and Earth was now the key to them all. The commander had to make a decision, but as he watched more gateways activate across space, he realized humanity's warning wasn't about Earth's defense. It was about what would happen to the entire galaxy once Earth unleashed its full power. The Empire's surrender wasn't the end, it was a deception. Deep in dark space, the Empire's true master revealed itself. A massive ship, bigger than Earth's moon, emerged from a dimensional rift. Its surface was covered with living tissue mixed with ancient metal. Humans, a voice echoed across all frequencies. You think you're the only ones who found first civilization technology. The being called itself the Eternal Mind, an artificial intelligence created by the Empire's founders thousands of years ago. It had been watching, waiting, using the Empire as pawns to find other first civilization sites. Katie Chen's eyes widened as she detected something horrifying. "General," she whispered to Rodriguez, "it's consuming first civilization technology. It's learning from it." The Eternal Mind's ship began to change, its surface rippling as it absorbed the knowledge from the energy wave Earth had sent out. But it was twisting the technology, corrupting it into something darker. Rodriguez quickly activated Earth's new defense network, but something was wrong. The first civilization sites around Earth started pulsing with red energy instead of their usual blue glow. "Your ancestors," the Eternal Mind announced, "the first civilization, they weren't as noble as you think. Let me show you what they were really building." Suddenly, all the first civilization structures began broadcasting new memories. They showed the truth. The first civilization had been at war with itself. Earth wasn't their chosen heir, it was their prison. The Eternal Mind had been their jailer. But humanity had done something unexpected. Instead of using the technology for war like every other species, they had changed its purpose. Human creativity and compassion had transformed weapons into tools of peace. Katie Chen stepped forward again, but this time she wasn't alone. Around the world, other humans with her gift emerged. They had been hiding, waiting for this moment. Together, they formed a mental link with the first civilization technology. "You're right," Katie broadcast to the Eternal Mind. "We're not their heirs. We're their redemption." The transformed moonship suddenly powered up, but not with the ancient technology. It was running on something new. Human emotion and creativity merged with first civilization science, something the Eternal Mind couldn't corrupt because it couldn't understand it. Deep beneath Earth's oceans, the bioweapons began to change too. The dragons, krakens, and other creatures weren't joining the fight. Instead, they started singing again, but this time their song carried human dreams and hopes mixed with first civilization power. "Impossible," the Eternal Mind's voice shook. "You're creating new technology." Rodriguez smiled. "We didn't just find their technology, we made it better. Because we know something you don't, the power of choice." The energy city above Earth transformed, its pure light taking new shapes based on human imagination. The first civilization beings watching from their dimension saw something they never expected, their technology evolving. Katie and her fellow gifted humans joined hands. Earth's oceans rose in spirals of light. The moonship pulsed with colors that had never existed before. Mars' surface bloomed with plants that merged biology and technology in ways even the first civilization hadn't imagined. "Your empire built weapons," Rodriguez announced. "The first civilization built prisons disguised as tools. But humanity, we build dreams." The Eternal Mind launched its attack, firing corrupted energy at Earth. But where the dark power touched human-modified technology, it transformed. Human music, art, and love had changed the very nature of first civilization science. Above Earth, a new kind of gateway opened, not built by the first civilization, but born from humanity's hope for the future. Through it came not weapons or power, but pure creation energy. "This is humanity's gift to the galaxy," Katie broadcast as she and her fellow gifted humans channeled their power. Not control, not power, but change, growth, hope. The Eternal Mind's ship began to crack, not from weapons, but from exposure to something it had never encountered in all its millennia of existence: human creativity merged with advanced science. As the battle reached its peak, Earth revealed its final surprise. The first civilization technology wasn't transforming anymore. It was being reborn into something entirely new, a perfect blend of human spirit and ancient power. The age of both empire and first civilization was truly ending. But what was beginning was something far more extraordinary: humanity's own unique chapter in the story of the universe. The Eternal Mind's ship began to fracture, but its defeat wasn't what it seemed. As its hull cracked, something spilled out into space, billions of crystalline shards, each containing a fragment of stolen consciousness from conquered civilizations. "You want truth," the Eternal Mind's voice distorted. "Here's your truth." The shards flew toward Earth, each one projecting memories. They showed civilizations that had risen and fallen, each one thinking they were the first civilization's chosen heirs. Each one destroyed not by the Empire, but by their own arrogance. But Katie Chen saw something in these memories that the Eternal Mind had missed. "General," she said, her eyes reflecting the light of a billion lost worlds, "they're not dead, they're dreaming." The crystalline shards weren't weapons, they were storage devices. The Eternal Mind hadn't destroyed those civilizations. It had preserved them, collecting their knowledge and creativity, waiting for something. But what? Then the first civilization's city structure activated on its own, projecting an image that stunned everyone. It showed the first civilization's final moments, but from a new perspective. They hadn't imprisoned themselves on Earth. They had merged themselves with human DNA, becoming part of humanity's ancestors. "We are all connected," Katie broadcast, finally understanding. The Empire, the lost civilizations, the first civilization, humanity, were all part of the same story. The gifted humans worldwide began to glow, their DNA resonating with both the first civilization's legacy and the stored consciousness in the crystal shards. But instead of being overwhelmed, they started connecting with them, creating a bridge between past and present. Rodriguez watched in awe as Earth's oceans rose into the sky, forming massive double helix patterns of water and light. The transformed moonship began pulsing in sync with human heartbeats worldwide. Mars' surface erupted with crystalline forests that sang with the voices of long-lost worlds. The Eternal Mind let out a sound, not of anger, but of relief. Finally, it said, its voice changing, becoming more organic. After 1,000,000 years, someone understood. Its massive ship started to transform, revealing its true nature. It wasn't a jailer or destroyer. It was an ark, preserving the essence of every civilization until one species could unite them all. The first civilization hadn't chosen Earth as a prison or a fortress. They had chosen it as the cradle for a new kind of life. Katie and her fellow gifted humans raised their hands simultaneously. The crystal shards flew into complex patterns, forming a vast neural network in space. Each shard connected with human minds, sharing knowledge, art, and dreams that had been preserved for eons. "This is what we were all waiting for," the Eternal Mind explained, now speaking with countless voices. Not a warrior race, not a technological marvel, but a species that could feel everything, understand everyone, and choose to create rather than destroy. The transformed moonship's gateway expanded, but instead of opening to other places, it opened to other possibilities. Realities where all these civilizations could live again, not as separate species, but as part of a grand unified consciousness. Earth's bioweapons, the dragons and krakens, revealed their true purpose. They weren't weapons at all. They were living bridges between dimensions, their songs capable of weaving reality itself. As humanity joined the grand consciousness, these creatures began reshaping space-time around Earth. Rodriguez looked at his screens in wonder as reality itself seemed to shift. Earth was becoming a nexus, not just of space and time, but of consciousness itself. The first civilization's gift wasn't their technology, it was the potential they saw in humanity's ability to unify, understand, and create. Katie Chen and her fellow gifted humans weren't just connecting with ancient technology, they were becoming the architects of a new kind of existence. One where the boundaries between species, between technology and nature, between thought and reality were dissolving into something entirely new. As the transformation reached its peak, the eternal mind shared its final truth. It had never been humanity's enemy. It had been their teacher, testing them, preparing them for this moment when they would inherit not just the galaxy, but the very nature of existence itself. The age of separation was ending. The age of unity was beginning. And humanity, with its unique gift for empathy, creativity, and growth, would lead all consciousness into a reality no single civilization could have imagined alone. As all civilizations' consciousness merged through the crystal network, something unexpected happened. The universe itself began to respond. Stars pulsed in harmony with human thoughts. Galaxies spiraled in patterns matching Katie Chen's brainwaves. Space itself was becoming aware. This was the ultimate truth, the eternal mind revealed, its voice now a chorus of trillion souls. The universe isn't just alive, it's lonely. It has been waiting for someone to speak with. The transformed moonship, Earth's ancient city structure, and Mars' crystalline forests suddenly aligned. They weren't just machines or weapons or tools. They were letters in an alphabet that could communicate with creation itself. Katie Chen and her fellow gifted humans felt it first, a vast, ancient consciousness reaching out. Not the first civilization, not the preserved species, but the universe itself. Every atom, every wave of light, every dark space between stars was part of a cosmic mind that had watched life evolve for billions of years. "We weren't meant to conquer," Rodriguez said in awe. "We weren't even meant to unite. We were meant to help the universe know itself." The bioweapons, those ancient dragons and krakens, began their final transformation. Their bodies expanded, becoming living constellations. Their songs weren't just music anymore. They were the voice of reality expressing itself through living art. Earth's oceans rose completely into the sky, forming a double helix of water that wrapped around the planet like a glowing DNA strand. But it wasn't just water anymore. It was liquid consciousness, carrying the dreams and memories of every species that had ever lived. The Eternal Mind's arc ship dissolved into pure energy, releasing all of its preserved souls into the new consciousness. But instead of individual minds, they became part of something greater, a bridge between organic thought and the universe's own awareness. Then came the final revelation. The first civilization hadn't seeded the galaxy with life by accident. They had been the universe's first attempt to know itself. Humanity, with its endless creativity and capacity for growth, was its latest and most successful experiment. Katie and her fellow gifted humans joined hands one last time. But now they weren't just connecting with technology or other species. They were becoming synapses in the universe's own brain. Through them, all of reality began to dream. "Look," Katie whispered, her eyes reflecting infinite possibilities. "It's showing us what we can become." The Gateway network transformed into something beyond space and time. Each portal showed not just other places, but other states of being. Reality wasn't fixed. It was an art form waiting for conscious minds to shape it. The crystal forests on Mars bloomed with impossible flowers, plants that grew in the shape of mathematical equations, trees that bore fruit containing new universes, flowers that released pollen made of pure possibility. Earth's atmosphere filled with aurora-like beings, the thoughts of the universe taking form, dancing with human dreams. Every color had meaning, every pattern told the story of creation itself. Rodriguez watched as his command center dissolved, becoming part of the greater transformation. Screens showed not tactical data, but the poetry of quantum mechanics. Weapons became instruments to play the music of gravity waves. This is humanity's true purpose. The universal consciousness spoke through every atom of existence, not to rule, not to preserve, not even to create, but to help the cosmos experience itself in infinite new ways. The gifted humans felt their consciousness expand beyond their bodies, becoming one with the cosmic mind. But they didn't lose their humanity. Instead, human emotions, dreams, and creativity became part of the universe's own thoughts. Stars rearranged themselves into new constellations that told the story of life itself. Galaxies spiraled down to celebrate the joy of existence. Black holes became portals to dimensions of pure imagination. The crystal network pulsed one final time, and every preserved civilization added their own dreams to the cosmic consciousness. The universe wasn't just aware now, it was alive with the combined creativity of all who had ever lived. As the transformation completed, Earth wasn't just a planet anymore. It had become a seed of new creation, a place where the boundary between thought and reality, between dream and existence, had completely dissolved. The age of separation was over. The age of limited consciousness had ended. What began now was something no words could describe, a reality where every thought shaped creation, where every dream could birth new universes, where the love and creativity of all species had become one with the cosmic mind itself. And humanity, with its unique gift for endless reinvention, would forever be the artists helping the universe paint new masterpieces across the canvas of existence.